think I sprung a leak.
Comic books, video games, anime, sci-fi. If you've been made fun of for it, we're probably going to talk about it.
One question. Is it too late to change the name?
Nerd Radio starts now.
Let me just let you know ahead of time we are not naming this week's show Penis Leak. It's not happening. Welcome, everybody, to another week in Nerd Radio as part of the B-Pod Studios Network. I'm your host, Chuck Bean, joined, as always, by someone who I guess has decided he is a hostage, Mr. Al Beck.
Yes. I'm going to start sending out an SOS. Can I get that on the drop machine over here?
An SOS.
Yeah.
I'd rather hear the sound of your leaking penis.
Oh, God, gross. And the other voice you hear, of course, is our own Mr. James.
Yes, with a non-leaking.
Who the F is JC on Twitch and wherever you want to find him. And, of course, you can find us wherever you're getting your podcasts as part of the B-Pod Studios Network. But most importantly, on a website known as NerdRadio 101. Thank you for that, Mr. Al Beck. Mm-hmm. Guys, how's your week so far?
Not too bad, I guess.
Do you want to get to basically the content we did over the weekend specifically to talk about?
Sure, we can talk
here
about
in this week. So we are trendsetters. We'd been talking about playing Among Us with the Checkpoint XP guys, and it happened on Sunday night. The way he said it did was like, it did?
It did. Yeah.
I was going to say, well, not to surprise anybody, but I was not a participant.
No, but you were invited. We talked about it last week. You should have had your nephew play, and then you could have just talked smack on the Discord server.
Yeah, I didn't do any of that.
No, not at all.
I did, however, do the responsible-ish thing, and I retweeted everyone.
Yes, you did.
On both my own and on the Nerd Radio Twitter stuff.
And much appreciated for you doing that on your day off.
I spent a whole
Thank you.
45 seconds on the Among Us stream.
Thank you for tapping your phone screen 7 times on your day off.
That's
Al.
right.
Maybe 8 times.
I'll let James speak.
16. I did it on both counts. So
I'll let James speak for himself, but I had a blast.
That's good.
I had a lot of fun, especially if you go on Checkpoint XP's Twitch stream, which is where you can find us on Wednesday afternoons, recording Nerd Radio. The video is still up there, and I think my favorite thing was listening to them.
Oh, Chad and Weirbeard
go
arguing.
at each other,
yeah,
like rabid dogs. Whenever we would hit the chat. Now it started rough. I was the first one to die in the very first game. And then
you kept dying real early.
Yeah, a
few matches.
The first couple of games, I was the first or second one to die, and I was like, "Oh, thanks, guys." I'm like, "Hey, can I come play games with you?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure." And then they just kill me.
Slice and dice
to start.
Yeah, I think it was around then too. I think I busted you being the imposter.
I think you did.
I caught your ass red-handed.
Yeah, but that's what I was going to say. The third or fourth game when I finally got to play the imposter. You're familiar with this, Al?
Only from this show that you've described it, but
yeah,
I would have blamed Robbie every time. That's
right.
all I know.
Even after it was Among Us, in case there's anybody listening
that
might not be familiar with it.
So for those of you who are unfamiliar, Among Us is this game that you can play on your PC. You have it you can get it on your phone as well, and it's this game where you play with up to 10 of your friends or complete strangers. You're these little tiny. You look like the little beans from Fall Guys. But these little
outer space beans.
You're these little spacemen in a spaceship, and they'll give you a whole bunch of tasks to do. But while you're doing it, somebody on the ship is the imposter. It's almost like the plot of John Carpenter's The Thing.
Kind of, yes.
Where it's like somebody is there just to murder all of us.
Yes.
And you have to either catch them in the act, or get murdered by them, obviously. And then you can every couple of minutes somebody will either find a body and call a meeting, or just call a meeting outright and be like, "I think it's this guy."
Yes.
And you can vote.
Here's why.
And you can vote on who you shove out the airlock, and sometimes you shove an innocent person out the airlock, and sometimes you don't. But the third game, I got to be the imposter, and the first thing I did was follow Robbie.
Did you? That's funny.
I followed him into a room, waited for him to be all by himself, and
then you got him.
Yep. And then like I had a plan after 3 or 4 games, listening to them seriously play. I was like, okay, I got to get Robbie, and then I got to get Weirdbeard, and then I got to get Chad, and then I got to get whoever Robbie's friend was. Like, they're playing for realsies, and they like everybody else. James was fantastic at the game, because I was under the impression you had never touched it before at all.
Well, that was my first time actually playing, other than playing a little demo on my phone. So that was the first time I played.
Okay.
So I was able to use that to my advantage when they would try to accuse me of stuff. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
Sure, vote me out then. Fine, yes, I did whatever you're saying I did. Just vote me off.
For a game where you can't actually see each other, you can only hear each other and talk to each other over chat. James had a fantastic poker face. Like the second or third game when you were the imposter.
Yeah. Well, there was one moment where somebody else, I don't know if it was one of Robbie's friends, whoever was playing, and I was the imposter, and so was he. And I'd walked into a room, and he had just killed somebody. And there's somebody in there that would have seen it.
Yeah.
And then they saw, I know they had to have seen me, and he was like fleeing out the door, so that I was like, I panicked, I didn't know what to do, so I just killed the other person, and then ran.
It was an absolute slaughter.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God.
Security.
I like panicked, I didn't know what to do.
And it was.
I didn't know there was multiple imposters.
You can set the rules so that you can have more than one, and then when you, I guess when you have 10, having 2 imposters is the best to do it.
I love the other person who witnessed it though. They're like, "Oh my God!
Yeah,
who was it? It was a Robbie or
yeah,
whoever.
One of Robbie's friends, or one of the Checkpoint XP friends from Discord.
Did you see Weirdbeard just killed the guy? James, did you see? He's like, oh my God, what are you doing?
Oh, I saw it. All right.
I was like, oh no, I don't know what to do. There could be no witnesses.
You weren't even the murderer.
I know, but I was like,
he witnessed somebody else. He could have helped cover up your imposter.
But I was also
status.
worried that had he not seen like that murder take place, and he just sees my character there
and the dead body,
that he's gonna point fingers at me, and I am an imposter.
Right.
I'm not the imposter that committed that murder, but I was like, I gotta kill the
You
witness.
would. You
slice and dice.
That, you know what? That is your curse, though, James. Like, you would be a murderer who goes to jail for a different murder you didn't commit.
Yeah, like yeah, sure. I've killed before, but I'm doing time for a murder that I didn't even have a hand in.
And it's a much worse murder, so you've got a much steeper.
I did not decapitate the body and remove all the limbs. I simply just put poison in the coffee.
Oh.
He's on the stand going, I didn't even do that one.
Yeah, I'm like, that wasn't mine. I'm a coffee poison kind of guy. I'm not a slice and dice decapitation.
It's the integrity of the murder.
Yeah, like how dare you? Because I feel like the decapitation and like that kind of murder, I'm doing more time. I'm definitely doing more time, no matter how good my lawyer is. But if I'm just poisoning coffee,
I feel like the coffee poison is more insidious.
Well, I mean, it's bad. It's
Right.
not good. But
It's
at least I'm
way
not
more-
like defiling the body.
It's way more premeditated.
Is it?
If you're choking somebody
Defiling the body.
If I'm showing up and I have the necessary tools to just decapitate you in a murder scenario, I feel like that's pretty premeditated as well.
That's pretty
you know,
premeditated. You're
it's
right.
not like I'm here at the studio. Oh my God, there just happens to be a machete over here.
Yeah.
Dude, I know what to do.
Do it American Psycho
Yeah.
style. Yeah.
Yeah. I start playing Huey Lewis in the news.
I was about to reference that.
Sports is where they really came out of their own. What did you say? Yeah. Dancing around with the raincoat on.
Oh.
So it was a blast. It was absolutely. I hope we get to do it again.
Hashtag not my murder.
No, yeah. I think the second time I died, like as I was getting killed, Chad came around the corner and literally saw it and didn't actually see it happen.
Oh,
like
man.
I saw his character come around the corner as my body's flopping over, and he didn't notice it was. But if there's 2 highlights to that video, it's seeing James and whoever else it was get that double murder, and then listening to Chad and Weirdbeard go at it.
Oh, they were
because they were convinced one of them was that each other was the murderer. And then James had a great strategy towards the end of the game. He would just vote for himself every time.
Yeah. Well, anytime I try to pose an argument for why it's not me, they would just completely decredit my argument or be like, that's not even something you do in the game. I'm like, I don't know. I've never played it before, but it wasn't me. Fine. You know what? Let me just vote for myself. Fine. Let me save you all the trouble of arguing. I was just vote for myself. Yeah, I'm the sure.
James is 1 foot in the air like, James, get out of there.
Yeah, I'm like, no,
I don't even want to be here anymore.
Send myself off the ship.
I would rather be in space.
Yes.
Yeah, he wants to do the Princess Leia move.
Yeah, I'll take my chances.
Yep. You can use the force out
The
there.
void of
out in
space.
Yeah.
But we're trendsetters.
Take my chances.
Well, hey, Chuck and I solved the final mystery. We solved the final mystery.
It sounds like you had a great time. James would rather be in the void of space.
Well, Chuck had a good time. I would have preferred to be in the void of space.
Right.
That was the difference there.
I was appreciating being a ghost.
Yeah. And I never made it onto the rocket.
Nope. But as I was saying, we're trendsetters because just last night, AOC jumped on Twitch to play Among Us with a whole bunch of people, as well as encouraging people to vote, and had 435,000 viewers at one point, which is absolutely a huge amount of viewers. I would like to believe at least a couple of those viewers wouldn't even be there if they hadn't seen us playing on Sunday.
I bet you there's at least
and having a good time.
Maybe one.
Maybe
one.
two.
At
least
430,000 people, almost 500,000 people tuning in. That's a quite a large audience.
Yeah. Also, speaking of Twitch streams, I told you guys last week about that free game that's on Steam, The Call of Karen, and I streamed that on Saturday afternoon.
Did you?
It's pretty good.
Call of Karen.
The Call of Karen. It's as I explained last week. It's a first-person game where you play a '50s housewife, but things are going wrong in your house. You get
you'd have to do things like clean the kitchen and
you start
cook
off
the meatloaf.
Yeah, you start off. You gotta make breakfast for your. There's a voice for your husband and your son, but you never see them ever. Like when every morning it goes over, I think, the span of a week, so 5 days.
Okay.
Every morning when you make breakfast, just as you're finishing it, they both like, "Hey, I gotta leave, honey," and you've made breakfast for nobody. And you're like, "Oh well, crap." Then you spend the day cleaning the house. Sometimes you gotta vacuum. Sometimes you gotta stop all the papers and pencils from flying in the air, pick them out of the air, and put them back where they're supposed to go, because there's something in the house that's haunting the house. And then by the end of it, you fight an elder god like Cthulhu with a vacuum cleaner.
Wow.
And it's
who would have thought Cthulhu would be taken down with a Hoover and Dust Devil?
But for a free game, like, it's about an hour's worth of gameplay, and it's not bad. It's a lot of fun. It's got a great opening theme song.
Does it?
Yeah, if you want to check it out, you want to get it spoiled for you, it's over at my Twitch. I think it's still over at my Twitch at twitch.tv/Chizuk, because that's the other bit of Twitch news I wanted to talk about. Within the last 24 hours, apparently Twitch has deleted thousands of videos that streamers have had up because of.
Did you lose any of yours?
You would expect that I do, because Rock Band is nothing but other people's songs.
Yeah, because I think it has something to do with music, right?
Yeah, it's a DMCA takedown for the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, and they're deleting anybody that's got content that is somebody else's content in their video that they don't have the rights to in it. And for a lot of Twitch streamers, that's a lot of work. That's just
because a lot of people just do these just chatting, or they just play different videos and talk about different videos from other artists and things like that. So it's a lot of people that make content on Twitch use other people's properties to do so, and now they're getting. It's not busted, but they're getting a slap on the wrist for it.
I keep thinking, because they will blank out the audio in my Rock Band videos, because obviously, once again, it's somebody else's music. But I keep expecting, when I have, like this past Sunday, I had connection problems with Twitch, and I'm like, are they just booting me now? Are they just sick of me playing Rock Band and having to continuously blank out my videos? And they're just like, you know what? We're just gonna keep kicking them off Twitch until they ban my account.
I feel like it's probably more an internet issue than Twitch.
I'm sure
knows
it
of you.
probably
They're
is.
like, this Chuck Bean, he's over here playing Rock Band every Sunday.
For the 5 or 6 people that listen to me play Rock Band,
the Twitch nemesis, Chuck Bean.
He's causing these devs all sorts of issues playing his Green Day and his Rock Band.
Yeah.
Someone at the Twitch headquarters like, God damn it, it's Sunday afternoon again.
I gotta pull out another Smashing Pumpkins Rock Band song.
It's always the Pumpkins.
I just want to watch some goddamn football. And
can't the man play a normal game where I don't have to take down other people's music?
Why can't he play Fall Guys like everybody else?
Yeah.
Why doesn't he play Fortnite like Ninja? We like Ninja. Why can't he play Valorant?
But that's not the only thing I did over the weekend. As I was telling you guys a couple weeks ago, I'm trying to watch at least a spooky movie or two.
Yeah, it's the holiday season. You got to.
Absolutely. And we've got our bracket over on our website, WRF.com, with all our spooky movies, which I think I got not the short end of the stick, but I know that Eric in promotions has probably the strongest bracket, in my opinion. Like he's got some real great movies in his bracket. I've got Mandy, the Nicolas Cage movie that I absolutely love, but I don't think it's making it past the first round in there. But Paranormal Activity.
You can't say Nicolas Cage and not do. There you go.
And not give you the stare.
There you go. Twitch.tv/CheckpointXP people.
Yep. But one of the reason I bring it up is because I watched 2 movies over the weekend. One of which I was scrolling through Netflix, and me and Amy saw that Sleepy Hollow was on there. And realized neither of us had ever seen it.
Never seen Sleepy Hollow?
No.
You're talking Johnny Depp
one.
Yeah, the
Tim
Johnny
Burton?
Depp Sleepy Hollow from 1999. That the special effects, especially in that movie, really still hold up.
Yeah, I haven't seen it since it probably
See,
first
you
came
haven't
out.
seen. Oh, okay, so you have seen it.
Yeah.
But the thing that I wanted to bring up is there's a group of old men that are like the senior, the council of Sleepy Hollow or something like that, and the Headless Horseman, spoilers, is like one by one eliminating them. So that's why Johnny Depp's character comes in to try and disprove that the Headless Horseman is supernatural.
Ichabod Crane.
Yeah, but the guys that are the older gentlemen are all like it's a murderer's row of every old guy you've ever seen in a movie. One of them was Alfred in the Michael Keaton Batman movies.
Nice. Okay.
One of them was the Father Dursley in the Harry Potter movies. He's the big fat guy that is Harry Potter's stepdad. One of them, hold on. One of them is the Emperor from Star Wars.
Really?
Yeah, and a couple of.
Well, don't worry, just somebody.
Oh, it's the garbage can.
Just a garbage can across the street.
Yeah.
I said the Emperor from Star Wars, and there was this like thunderous boom. I'm like, oh.
Don't worry, we're only in a radio studio.
Yeah.
Right. Christopher Walken obviously plays the Horseman, which is amazing because he has no lines. You got Christopher Walken and made sure he said nothing.
Yeah, but they gave him crazy teeth.
Yeah, he's got these really cool dentures that make his teeth look like they're shark teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I had to pull up the IMDb because like all 5 of them were somebody I was like, oh, it's that guy. One of them was the dad in Beetlejuice, which we were talking about Adam Sandler last week.
Yeah.
And about how if you worked with Adam Sandler once, then you pretty much got jobs for life.
Oh, just like Tim Burton.
Yeah. That's
right.
Amy brought that up. I was like, Tim Burton is just goth Adam Sandler.
Absolutely, 100%.
Pretty much.
I'm with you on that. For sure.
If you work with Tim Burton, and you just got, I kept expecting what's the I think it's Johnny Depp's wife, the girl from Fight Club.
I'm not good with
you're talking about that.
She was in Sweeney Todd too with
Something-
Johnny Depp. Helena Bonham Carter.
Yeah, no, she was married to Tim Burton.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah,
that's
they have since divorced, but she was married to him and was pretty much in every.
But
single...
yeah, she's also been like, was she the Queen of Hearts in?
She was in the Alice in Wonderland movie. Yeah, I kept expecting her to show up because it's a Tim Burton movie.
Yeah, he does. He uses a lot of the same people for a lot of the same things. He uses Danny Elfman for all the music,
for all the music and
that
stuff.
kind of stuff. He has him as a composer. I'm assuming Danny Elfman's a male, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
You see that sometimes though, because Martin Scorsese will go through phases with certain actors where he's like just De Niro all the time, and then I was never a fan of Leo DiCaprio until he started working with Martin, because one of the best directors ever in my opinion.
Sure.
But once he started working with him, now I'm a Leo DiCaprio fan.
And nothing to do with those shirtless pics of him with those babes on the yacht, huh, Al?
No,
Okay.
no.
Just his work, just his body of work.
The body of work.
Not his
yeah.
body.
Al's a fan of his body of work. I'm a fan of his body. Young Leo, not before
You're
he
a fan
I was
realized.
just say, what about the flaccid penis photo of his?
Yeah, well, hey, it's Leo. It's Leo.
He's a fan of his body of work. You're a fan of the work he's done on his body.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah,
I like that.
absolutely. The other movie I wanted to talk about though is I'm scrolling through Amazon and I find this movie called CarosHell.
CarosHell. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And it's about an evil carousel horse that goes on a murderous rampage.
I like the sound of it.
This is why I had to bring it up, because this movie is right up your alley. I put it on because
I always feel like I've heard of it before now that I'm thinking of it.
So I'm scrolling through their scary movies and CarosHell comes up and I see the description of it and then I see that it's only about like 67 minutes long. I'm like, well, even if I don't like it, it's an hour out of my life.
Yeah, 1 hour.
I can watch this. And if you are a fan of Velocipaster, boy, oh boy, is this the movie for you.
Okay, so it's in the same vein as those like super cheese.
It is super cheese. It's I would say some of the acting is better than some of the acting in Velocipaster. But it's literally a carousel unicorn that's possessed by some kind of demon that they just like move around, and then like it use the horn to impale somebody in the neck, and there'll be a blood effect or whatever like that. But there's a scene right at the beginning when it gets off the carousel where they literally just photoshopped a picture of it moving across the landscape.
That's awesome.
I feel like I could have done that editing job.
It is a terrible, terrible movie.
So my question is, both those movies, CarosHell and Velocipaster, what do you think came first, the plot or the title? Like, do you think someone thought of the title and was like, I got to write a movie
that's what
about
I
a
think.
Velocipaster?
I got to work around this.
Yeah, or a CarosHell.
I would say the title came first,
Yeah.
and then they're like, here's how we can build this into a movie.
Yeah.
And I'm only seeing that from my creative mind. There's times where I come up with like one little thing, and I'm like, how can I make this real?
Yeah.
And it would start with the title, or like something like that, and then I would build from that.
Yeah, like coming in here and workshopping, like, guys, how does a pastor become a velociraptor? I've got this idea.
Yeah.
How do we make a velocipastor?
We take these two. Okay, well, if we get a dinosaur claw glove and then maybe a dinosaur mask from the Halloween store, then maybe we can bullshit
make
the
it
rest
work.
of it.
And you just have a pastor who's a dinosaur enthusiast who gets cursed, going on some sort of a religious getaway or whatever they call those things, like a religious retreat.
Yeah.
And he gets the curse. And somehow one of his artifacts from his love of dinosaurs and paleontology open up a curse to where now he's the pastor.
Oh, and also ninjas.
Oh, and ninjas.
Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's ninjas. It's amazing.
I love it, guys. Also, you've been on a carousel before, right? Let me run this by you.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's I think you would really enjoy the movie. It's absolutely ludicrous. There's some pretty funny jokes in it. But the other reason I wanted to bring it up is because once you get done, like any streaming service, they recommend movies to you, and the recommendations based on Carousel. I got to read some of them to you. Rotten Tail, who we know from the what is it?
Source Point.
Thank you.
Source Point Press comic here put out.
Yeah. Source Point Press people who are from right here in Michigan. They put that movie out earlier this year. But some of the other ones that were on there are Llamageddon, Killer Pinata, something called Butt Boy.
I'm gonna write that
James?
one down.
Yeah. That's
How
it.
did I not get cast in that one? Okay.
Thanks Killing, which I have seen thanks to Ghoul a couple of Thanksgivings ago, and I hold it against him ever since that I know what that movie is. Clown NATO, Where's Keto Nazi Hunter, which is some kind of...
You know what some of these movies remind me of? So back in high school, I think that's like when Trauma films started getting not hugely popular, but becoming more kind of pseudo mainstream. And there was this one kid that I went to school with, and he was really into the Trauma films. He's also really into acid. And some of these titles that you're coming up with, it sounds like something he would be like, have you seen the surfer Nazis from Mars or whatever? I'm
right.
Like, what? Or Mr. Kabuki, like detective? I'm like, man, I watch
Garden Hose Massacre.
Yeah, I'd be like, no, I watch South Park. I don't know. What do you watch?
Yeah, so Where's Skeeto is obviously a werewolf or a
mosquito werewolf
that hunts Nazis. There's one called Inhumanwich.
Oh, of course he hunts Nazis.
Of course.
What is that? Bubba the Redneck Werewolf and Attack of the Killer Donuts.
Surprised like Dungeons and Dudes didn't show up on there because that was a movie I think I actually started to try to watch.
Yeah.
And it was like a medieval dungeon, Dungeons and Dragons type plot. But it's like bro dudes, like playing the warriors and stuff. So there's these bro dudes with swords that are going to go on a quest, bro. I was like, I can't watch this. Netflix, why did you recommend this to me?
Are you really asking why Netflix recommended it to you?
They've seen what I've clicked on and started watching.
It sounds like it's right up your alley.
It fits the bill, but it just didn't deliver. So I was just upset that they would offer such an intriguing film that just didn't deliver on what you were expecting.
Sure. Yeah. I was going to say, you did click on it.
I did, yes.
It did. You were like, oh.
It worked. I'm a Dungeons and Dudes. I'm like, fiance is not going to be home for like 3 hours. Put it on.
What's the worst?
Not going to work.
Yep.
What's the worst that can happen? It's a D&D porno? That's...
Yeah, well, I
might be into that. But yeah, there were points during that 67 minutes of Carousel where I'm like, I could turn this off, but there's still like 20 minutes. There's 20 minutes left. I can last out another 20 minutes.
Kind of like a short. It was like a short flick.
It's kind of like a short flick, yeah.
I feel like if you're under 90 minutes, to me that's like a short.
Yeah, I feel like they respected the fact that like, look, we know this is preposterous.
Yeah.
So we're not going to take up all your nights.
Yeah.
But you might want to see what we're
going to save you 30 minutes of time.
All right, well, there's some more stuff to get to, some video game news. I know there's some Call of Duty stuff coming up that, James, you're pretty psyched about. And more. That's right, more. More coming up on Nerd Radio.